Good afternoon. This is news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM. Agbari Gonireke, Ibadan. I am Inumidun. Afonja-Adedeji. First, the top stories. Presidency describes Muslim Solidarity Forum as unconstitutional. Biometric impeach President Donald Trump for the second time. And in sports, Olympic medalist Kela chat over Capitol riot. Now the news in full. The presidency has described the threat issued to Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese Matthew Kuka by Muslim Solidarity Forum as unconstitutional. The group had asked Bishop Kuka to apologize to the Muslim Umar for alleged malicious comments against Islam or quietly leave the state. In a release, the presidential spokesperson, Garba Shehu, said under Nigeria's constitution, every citizen has the right to, among others, freedom of speech and expression, the right to own property and reside in any part of the country, and the right to move freely without any inhibitions. The outspoken cleric came under attacks from various groups, mostly Islamic, after his Christmas Day message in which he criticized Buhari-led administration for what it described as its nepotism. The Nigerian Communications Commission says it is awaiting the advice of the federal government national identity numbers. It also said the earlier announced deadlines were still in force, despite the clamor for extension or outright suspension of the registration process. Calls for deadline extension were mainly due to the large crowds that gathered daily at various offices of the National Identity Management Commission. In the meantime, a high court in the Federal Capital Territory has ordered the magistrate, Omolola Akindele, to immediately halt proceedings and stay action in a criminal complaint filed by one Kanachukwu Okeke against 50 persons who supported the EndSARS protest. Justice Bello Kawo also restrained the Nigerian police force from arresting or taking any action against the EndSARS activists. The magistrate had ordered the Commissioner of Police and the FCT to launch an investigation into the 50 notable persons who promoted the EndSARS movement. Some of the notable persons include Pastor Sam Adeyemi, Damini Ogulu, David Adeleke, Falari Falano, and activist Deji Adeyoju. The multi-billion naira Kano economic city is primed to become one of the largest business hubs in West Africa and a major economic driver of the Asian city. It sits on 117.2 hectares on Zaria Road, Kano. The Kano city, also known as Kanawa International Market, is ready for business. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, who inspected the project, said Kano is an industrial and commercial nerve center of northern Nigeria and some West African countries. Governor Ganduje said markets in the city are becoming inaccessible because of the state's population, hence the need to find a site on the outskirts of Kano and develop a world-class modern market. Oyo State government has signed a new minimum wage agreement with the state-owned tertiary institutions. The agreement paper was signed at the Ministry of Education, Agodi Secretariat, Ibadan. Commissioner of Education, Mr. Olasukomi Olaleye, while signing the document, noted that agreement is in line with federal government circular of salary payment. In a remark, the chairman of the Joint Action Committee of all trade unions in the state tertiary institutions, Mr. Segun Oyewumi, said the agreement would benefit its members and head the state government. Pensioners 106.7 FM. Let's now talk some pension and labor stories around the world. Retired soldiers have stormed the Ministry of Finance Abuja protesting non-payment of their pension arrears, while also demanding inclusion of officers who fought in the Civil War in the military pension scheme. They also demanded a stop on all deductions on the pensions of all retired medical officers. Another demand of the former servicemen is for federal government to approve the payment of minimum wage arrears accruing to them since 2019. The Alberta Teachers Association says it is incensed by recent changes the United Conservative government has made that says control will be taken away from teachers when it comes to their pensions. Another signed by Finance Minister Travis outlined terms around the transfer of management of teachers' pensions from the Alberta's Teachers Retirement Fund Board to the Alberta Investment Management Corporation. The decision for the corporation to take the pension management came after the passage of Bill 22, also known as the Reform of Agencies, Boards and Commissions and Government Enterprises Act. You're still on to news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM Ibado. Now to other stories. In Uganda, biometric voter verification kits have failed to work in a number of polling stations visited by newsmen. Electoral Commission spokesperson Paul Bukenya said they had received reports that some of the kits had malfunctioned. The electronic devices are used to capture and verify details of voters before they can be issued with ballot papers. Long queues were spotted in most polling stations visited, although there were delays in delivery of voting materials at some stations. Meanwhile, the Kenyan government has exempted South Sudan from a list of 100 countries whose citizens must make an online visa application. South Sudan's foreign ministry had formally complained to Kenya requesting for special consideration. The Director for African Affairs in the ministry, Dominic Gum, said those intending to travel to Kenya can now get visas from its embassy in the capital, Juba. Many South Sudanese travel to Kenya for study and business. President Donald Trump has become the first president in the United States history to weeks deadly storming of Congress.
On this vote, the ayes are 232, the nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The chair announces that pursuant to Section 3A of House Resolution 41, the House Resolution 40 is hereby adopted.
The House of Representatives accused Trump of encouraging violence with his false claims of election fraud. Trump now faces trial in the upper chamber of the Senate, but not before he leaves office next Wednesday. Senators can vote to bar him from ever holding public office again. Some high street pharmacies in England will start vaccinating people from priority groups, with 200 providing jabs in the next 2 weeks. But pharmacists say many more sites should be allowed to give the jab, not just the largest ones. More than 2.6 million people in the United Kingdom have now received their first dose. A World Health Organization team has arrived in the Chinese city of Wuhan to start its investigation into the origins of COVID-19 pandemic. The long-awaited probe comes after months of negotiations between WHO and Beijing. A group of 10 scientists is set to interview people from research institutes, hospitals, and the seafood market linked to the initial outbreak. COVID-19 was first detected in Wuhan in central China in late 2019. The team's arrival coincides with a resurgence of new coronavirus cases in the north of the country, while life in Wuhan is relatively back to normal. Israel has reportedly carried out a wave of airstrikes on Iran-backed militia positions in Syria overnight in the fourth such attack in 2 weeks. The Syrian state news agency Sana said Israeli aircraft attacked the eastern Deir Azur and Al-Bul Kamal regions. It did not mention any casualties, but the United Kingdom-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said 14 Syrian soldiers and 43 allied militiamen were killed. Israel has not commented, but it often attacks Iran-linked targets in Syria. This is News Around the World on Pensioners 106.7 FM. We will be back with entertainment and sports stories. American entrepreneur and makeup artist Jeffree Star has put to rest the rumors of an affair between him and Kanye West. The makeup artist, who initially responded with a joke when the rumors first started, has now clearly denied the affair. Star wrote on its social media handle that he is not sleeping with West, claiming that he has been receiving wild amount of messages from rappers. Now to the exciting world of sport. United States Olympic swimming gold medalist Cleta Keller has been charged by the Justice Department with participating in the 6th of January attack on Congress by supporters of President Donald Trump. Keller was filmed as part of the crowd that illegally entered the huge rotunda hall of the Capitol after violent protesters broke through police lines and forced their way in. And to end the news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM, here's a recap of the top stories. Presidency has described the threat issued to Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Kuka, by Muslim Solidarity Forum as unconstitutional. In Uganda elections, President Donald Trump has become the first president in the United States to be impeached twice after being charged with incitement of insurrection over last week's deadly storming of Congress. And in sports, United States of Olympic swimming gold medalist Cleta Keller has been charged over Capitol riot. For any information, contact us on these mobile number 0812 0086 270 or 0812 188 9462. You can also visit at Oyo State Pensioners House at Barigo Nirike, Ibadan. The news editor is Olarisayo Oweye. Adiola Okushaga led the production crew. I am Inumidun Afonja-Adedeji. Thank you for listening.